Tiffany here with The Crafty Home, and today I am doing a book review on Remember the Lilies by Liz Tolsma. I have not done a book review in so long. It's about time, huh? Alright, so Remember the Lilies is a Christian historical fiction book, and it follows the life of two main characters, Rand and Irene. And yeah, so I'll kind of give you a synopsis of the plot. Rand is, at the beginning of the book, a very wealthy nightclub owner in the Philippines. He is American but lives in the Philippines and has a lot of money, lives in a beautiful mansion, has people to wait on him, has all the women he wants, and then World War II hits. And the Japanese come into the Philippines and round up all the Americans and put them in internment camps. And so that's where we find him later on. So like the first section, I think it's the prologue, starts with that, and then the plane swooping in as he's like on the date with this girl, and then it skips forward a couple years and they're in the internment camp. And there he meets Irene, who grew up as a missionary kid in the Philippine jungle, and so she is also in an internment camp, and she works for the Japanese as a, oh, what's that called? A censor, you know, like to censor, is that the right word? Yeah. Censored messages. She delivers censored messages to the other prisoners in this internment camp. And then, and a lot of those people would like fix the letters. Yeah, fix the messages and make sure that the person knew what it had said before it got fixed or whatever. And so, so then once she doesn't do it for Rand, who is trying to escape, she doesn't do it in time because it's a coded message and she didn't think it was any big deal. And he ends up getting captured. And this is on the back of the book, so I am not ruining anything for you. He gets sent to torture chambers of Fort Santiago, and Irene is suffering under the weight of that guilt. But he unexpectedly returns to the camp, and her guilt is, you know, she feels better, obviously, and they end up being kind of pushed together. So life obviously becomes more and more desperate in the Philippines, and the relationship grows. Rand changes as a character a ton. He, you know, starts out as like a womanizer and a nightclub owner at the beginning, and he ends up a Christian and wanting very different things out of life by the end. Which you probably could have seen coming, but the way it's developed in the book is really, really well. That is one thing I really liked about this, was that the character development was really, really good. And just the historical accuracy. I don't know that I've read much about internment camps, and so it was very interesting to read about them like having their own little like shanties, but yet they also had places where sometimes we were forced to sleep, and other times they would sleep there just out of the more safety in numbers, or the you know, because of the conditions or whatever, like the weather, because their little shanty, their little houses were made out of like straw type mats. That's not the right word, but some sort of straw. And so they weren't, you know, obviously extremely secure, but they did keep their own stuff there. But then they had like dormitories. This was like an old university that had been transformed into this internment camp. And yeah, and so there's so much in this book. It's so good. So many things happen, and just seeing how they respond to it. The story is beautiful. There's a love story, but there's also just, you know, a war story of real life and how hard it would have been. So I actually gave this a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I don't give a lot of books 5 out of 5 stars. Although maybe I give more than I do. But I normally give a book a 5 out of 5 if I am going to, if I can see myself reading it again, and it's one I want to keep on my shelf. To me, that's 5 out of 5. If it's a book I actually want to read again. For the most part. I have one set of books that I'll keep and I'll read again, but I did not give them a 5 out of 5. I'll read them again because they are enjoyable, and I'm getting off on a tangent about how I rate books. So yeah, anyway, I gave this 5 out of 5. It's fabulous. I would highly recommend it. And even on the front, there's somebody who was interned, who was in that internment camp, and who said that this book is excellent. And so you know that obviously it's very accurate historically as well. So I would highly recommend this book. She also has two other books kind of in the same series, and one of them Snow on the Tulips and the others is Daisies Are Forever. I've read Snow on the Tulips. It was really good. So I highly recommend this author as well. If you have read this book and would like to comment down below, let me know. If you know of other good historical fiction books set in World War II, let me know, because I am a sucker for those. And I hope you enjoyed my quick little book review on this, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye!